Welcome to Solutions Studio. This is a free series on C programming language. If you like these videos, please subscribe to follow along with this series. Also, please like and leave a comment and share the video to help spread this series. Hello and welcome to this episode. In this episode we discuss about a very important fact about a switch statement, and that is that switch statements, they can only use constant integral expressions. So in here, let me read it for you. When using the switch statement, you should always keep in mind that each case can only test a constant integral expression. And any combination of character constants and integer constants that evaluates to a constant integer value can be used in the expression. That means that for the cases, either in here for the cases or either in here in the control statement, you can only use statements that they evaluate to an integral value. And each character, they have an integral value based on the character set. That's why we are allowed to use either characters or integers or a statement that evaluates to an integer and nothing more. Coming on, I'm going to show you the examples about this fact. Now, for the time being, it's also important that you know that in C programming language, when we are showing a character, we are using single quotes. For example, A is a character and we will enclose it with single quotes. If it's a string, which means a series of characters, we show it with double quotes. And if it's an integer, obviously you know how we declare integers, just basically the number itself as a whole and nothing else. Now let's go to our example. For example, I have this program where it matches this statement and here the control statement with the case. Here my control statement 97 will match with one of these cases. Let's go and execute this program. As you can see, the ASCII character matches, and that's why this printf line was printed. Now let's go and bring changes to this program. Now, instead of this variable ASCII, which was an integer value of 97, I will put the number 97 itself. This is going to be the same as well, so if I try to run it, the ASCII character will match, obviously. Now let's go and change this a little bit. Instead of 97, which is an integer value, I will put 97.0, which is a floating point value. Now if I try to execute this program, you can see that I got an error because this part of the statement is not an integer value, it's a float value. Anything other than integer will not work. Another example would be that in here I would put a, lowercase a, and let's go and run this program. The program will run because the ASCII character matches, this one and with this one matches, and we get this output ASCII character match. Now let's go and do something else. Instead of A, we enclose it in double quote instead of single quote, and we put A. Now let's go and execute it. We get an error because it's not a character but it's a string, and because C language will recognize this statement as a string, not a character, and it cannot evaluate the value of a string to an integer. So basically this statement doesn't have an equivalent integral value. That's why the switch statement cannot work. And once again, it's very important that you should remember that we can only use statements that they will evaluate to an integral value or a character value. And that's it for this episode. See you in the coming episodes.